Club football is back this weekend. A couple of enticing fixtures, but there has been some injury news to bring you. Arne Slot saying that Florian Wirtz and Connor Bradley will both miss at least the Forest game. Pep Guardiola saying that Rodri is still out but making progress. Arsenal's Gabriel was set to miss at least a month after picking up an injury with Brazil, but Cole Palmer has suffered a fresh setback. He's going to miss the next 3 games after, get this, fracturing a toe in an accident at home.
Fracturing it?
Yes.
Fracturing?
Well, that's what the headline said.
Is it?
You thought he just stubbed it?
I thought he stubbed it.
Well, apparently he has to wear the boot now, but I don't know what he's doing at home, but maybe a little pickup game? No?
These things happen.
These things happen. These things happen. All right, well, which one stands out to you guys?
How many times have you fractured a toe at home?
Yeah, a couple of times.
Sometimes you're walking past the bedpost. You ever hit your toe there?
Exactly.
Oh,
exactly.
The pinky, it kills you. But anyways, which one of these injuries stands out to you guys, Craig?
I forgot them.
Well, you have no Wirtz, no Connor Bradley.
Well, actually, you know...
No Gabriel at Arsenal.
Florian Wirtz is an interesting... He continues to be an interesting one because he played well for Germany against a poor Slovakia side, that has to be said. But he did play well, created chances, and it would have been interesting to see, but for this injury, what Arne Slot's thought process was on his return playing against Nottingham Forest at home, I believe. So that one, I mean, Gabriel we know is a big player, set pieces defensively, but and Arteta said it, they have some cover, so they should be okay. But I think Wirtz was going to be an interesting one, was he going to go back into the team, or was he going to continue on the bench? So I suppose at this moment in time we won't know the answer to that.
Stevie, which one stands out to you?
I'm 100% going with Florian Wirtz. I thought this would be the ideal scenario. At home against Nottingham Forest, the team that you're supposed to beat. He's coming off a couple of assists for Germany. Anybody who does anything, anybody who scores goals, who makes goals, who has a great game, the next time they step on the field, they feel 10 feet tall. And they feel ready that something good's going to happen. And the fact that he has been struggling in the Premier League, this would have been a great opportunity because of the opposition, because of playing well for Germany, to get him on the field, because he has to acclimatise and get used to the pace of the Premier League, and he's only going to do that if he's on the field. So for me, 100% it's Florian Wirtz. This would have been the ideal time to get him on the ball, because Liverpool will have plenty of the ball against Forest. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen.
Nedum, of course, for Arsenal, it's a big blow to not have Gabriel, even though Craig said that they do have a squad that they shouldn't suffer too much. But we do know exactly how much of a stalwart he has been, especially in that back line for the Gunners. If you're looking at this from your Manchester City goggles, is this some blood in the water that City may be smelling?
Well, to be honest, City still need to handle business away at Newcastle, so I'm not sure about that. But in terms of him being unavailable, I think it's fair to say that if he is available, he will be starting. I think himself and Saliba have formed probably one of the best partnerships we've seen in the last, say, 4 or 5 years. So I think that is going to be a blow for them. But as Craig said, they do have the squad. They do have Nkapia there. They have the Calafiori. They could play Mosquera there as well. So they do have options. But the option that Arteta trusts the most is Gabriel playing left centre-half. So I think that could be an interesting sort of like question mark for them going forward, especially because he's going to be out for a month. And it's not to say that, you know, the defence isn't necessarily going to be good because he's not there, but it's different. Not least of all the set piece element of it in terms of defending and attacking, and it changes the rhythm just that little bit. Because for Arteta, for as much as he has his squad, there's certain players that he always wants to play, and Gabriel is one of them. But I think to piggyback on what the guys were saying as well, like I get the Wirtz thing, but I've got to say, like personally, I think Cole Palmer and Rodri are in an interesting position as well. Because for Cole Palmer, you know, his career is still relatively young in the grand scheme of things. And he's done so well. He's played in the European Championship final and so on. But this last period now has been his toughest period. Last year, the back half of the season, wasn't as prolific as we'd seen in times gone by. And then now this season, he's seen his Chelsea side do well without him. To the point where if he was to come back in, who exactly does he come in for? So that's a question mark. And then Rodri as well. You know, trying to recover from that knee injury, but as many people would have expected, it's not just the knee anymore. You know, it's a hip injury, it's a thigh injury, it's a hamstring injury, and he can't get back in the flow that sort of led him to essentially winning that Ballon d'Or. So there are lots of little storylines within this, but I think in terms of people who've been playing well this season, they've been standout. I think for me, it's probably Gabriel that's going to be the biggest miss this weekend.
Crick, what do you think about what Nedum had to say about Cole Palmer now, and just the fact that he has been out for a while now, he's gotten another setback, and Chelsea have improved even without him? Of course, not saying that there's no place for him in this team, but something to think about?
Well, they've not improved enough, but I mean, to be where they want to be. But I think just whether he can come back in and pick up the slack of where he was before, you know, that, I don't know what it was, 12 months, 18 months ago, when he just seemed to be week in, week out, doing something spectacular. Certainly for his club. Whether he can do that again, coming in with a slightly different personnel there with João Pedro and one or two others, Esteval, who looks really, really lively. So yeah, that's going to be, it actually reminded me, talking about the toe of former teammate of mine, Dave Besant, who dropped the, as a goalkeeper, the salad cream fell out of the kitchen cupboard.
Broke his toe?
And Dave wasn't able to grab it in time, and it sliced it, the glass smashed right in the corner of his toe, and it slashed it open so much as he needed stitches. So these things do happen, not as often as you would imagine. But yeah, Cole Palmer, I think Chelsea, to cut a long story short, Chelsea need to get Cole Palmer fit again and operating as we know he can if they're going to have a real chance of pushing the teams at the top all the way.